Okay, today we are going to be continuing to look at the difference between fiction and nonfiction, and we're going to look a little bit more at nonfiction text and some of the text features that you find in nonfiction text. So these are some of the most common nonfiction text features. You won't see all of them, but you might see most of them or some of them in some of the text that you're reading. So the first thing is that nonfiction text features include a title, and the title usually tells the subject of the entire text. So in this example, like pandas. They also might have a table of contents. Not all of them do, but a lot of them will have a table of contents, and that shows the headings and the page numbers that those subjects are found on. The third thing is headings. These are tell the subject of each section. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Illustrations, and they aren't the same as photographs. Illustrations they're a drawing of something, but they are a factual drawing. They're not like a cartoonish drawing. Photographs is a real picture taken with a camera. Captions are found underneath a picture. Sometimes they have them and sometimes they don't, but it gives a little bit of information, maybe about who the person is or what they're doing or where it's taken. An information bar or a sidebar is like a little box or a little something or other that's kind of on the side, and it's not really a complete part of the whole text that you're reading. You're supposed to read it a little bit separate. Maps, a lot of nonfiction text has maps in them, and they show information about a location, and it's usually connected to the text. Charts and tables, so that organizes facts and numbers in a visual way. Graphs, that organizes and helps compare information in a visual way. Timelines, shows the order of events important to the text. Diagrams, it's not a photograph and it's not an illustration. It's a picture of whatever it is that you're learning about that has the different parts of it. So it has labels on it that show different parts. There's different print styles, and we talked about that yesterday when we talked about the bold print. So that is print that is different from the rest of the text to help show importance, or if it's found in the glossary, and that was the ones we were talking about yesterday. And then the last one is the glossary. A glossary is a list of important words and their definitions usually found at the end of a text. So now I have a piece of text here. It's called the Statue of Liberty. And I'm going to go through and I'm just going to circle the nonfiction text features that I find. And I can use this to help me. And so I'm going to switch to my pen, and I think I'm going to switch to a green color only because there's already red in the text. So I'm going to start reading. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize that I have a heading right here. So I'm going to circle that. There's my heading. The Statue of Liberty. Lady Liberty, as she is often called, was designed and built in France. The French government wanted to honor their friendship with the United States. France shipped the statue in 350 pieces and put it together once it arrived on U.S. shores. Since October 28, 1886, Lady Liberty has stood on Bedloe's Island, now Liberty Island, in New York Harbor. It was one of the first things many immigrants saw when they arrived in the U.S. The symbol of freedom represents the hope of a better life in this country. Now, looking at this picture, I have the photograph, and I need to get control of my pen. I think I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. So I have a photograph, and it doesn't need to be perfect, but there's my photograph. I also have looking at this, these are not captions, they are labels. And so this is also a diagram, this whole thing. Now there are also little pictures that are blown up and made bigger so that you can see where it's pointing to. And so that's definitely a diagram. There's also a caption here. And down here, it says, Emma Lazarus poem, The New Colossus. And I can see I'm going to have to make it bigger so that I can read it. Emma Lazarus poem, The New Colossus. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuge of your teeming shores. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. In 1883, Emma Lazarus wrote a poem. In 1903, lines from the poem were added to the Statue of Liberty, at the Statue of Liberty. And so that is actually on the Statue of Liberty. And I believe that it is on the tablet that she is carrying. I'm not positive on that. That might be something I could look up. All right. So this is probably about as close to an information box as you can get right here at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that as well. It is close to an information box. It's connected to the text, but it doesn't flow from the text. So I have several text features there. I have caption, I have a heading, I have a photograph, I have a diagram, it's also a photograph, and I have an information box. So when you look at your text, which is going to be a different piece of text, I'm going to go ahead and give you that, and you're going to mark it up just like this. You're going to circle the nonfiction text features that you find on that page.